Okay, it says we should be live.
It's loading.
How do you get the house guest title? Where did that come from? Oh,
Some contest
that was voting on Joy
something.
Dimensions.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Wow, that's been a while ago. Can you say something, Nouvae? Okay, it's time, right?
About 2 minutes, 1 minute.
you can tell with 3.1 coming, there's a lot of stuff getting ready to come out too.
Hey, will Rally and Nouvae say something again?
From the chat, I don't know if they could hear it or not. But it's 11:02 a.m. server time, so we're going to go ahead and get started. This is Fiendish with the Dimension Touring Company, and I'm here today with Dimension Diva and Rally, who is going to cover down for me because I was out of town all week and I wasn't entirely sure I was going to make it back today. And our guest today is Nouvae from Hailol, North American Shard. And Nouvae is also the curator of the Dimension Gallery fan site. But before we meet Nouvae and get started touring her dimensions, we got some upcoming news to put out. On the PTS right now, there are some NPCs related to achievement rewards from a two-person chronicle that's coming out with 2.1. The Ren of Fate Chronicle is up for testing on the PTS. If you want to preview these NPCs, there you go in to the instance. There's 4 little portals by the spawn point. You click those, you get your free NPCs, and then you can set them up however you want to. There's 2 humanoid guards, 1 female, 1 male, a little baby shambler, and one of those sea guys that flips around and acts all crazy. They do some simple emotes, a little bit of pathing. I have them already on my Barada's PTS item displays if you want to go check them out that way too. Also, the buttons for special permissions list and the ban list are now working, so it looks like things might be coming right along with being able to release that function on time with 3.1. We'll have to see how that goes. And also we have a new Dimension developer, person in charge of Dimensions. His name is Mordicus. There is a thread on the forums wanting your requests going forward. So please get on there and make sure you get your voice heard. If there's anything that you're absolutely dying to have, or anything that you absolutely hate, because if they don't know, then nothing can be changed. So here we are with Nouvae at Hailol, formerly of Greybriar. How are you doing today, Nouvae?
Hey, Fiendish. Let's take just one more minute and see if we can get the sound issue worked out. People are reporting they still can't hear Rally and Nouvae. One thing I thought is if you guys would just double check that, well, we can hear them, so there's no way their mics are muted. So much for that idea, Diva.
Could try maybe if you can hear us. If you can hear, I'm Rally, by the way. If you can hear me, if you could just type like 1 or something, just to see if you can hear what I'm saying.
Did anybody
Okay.
So we can go ahead.
Okay, because I know nobody else was talking while I was doing all my blabbing about the news. So we're here today to start off. We're in a Kestrel's Cry ravine dimension, which is very often the seat of log cabins and wonderful little homey places. This dimension is called Utara Kuru. Is that a good pronouncement, Nouvae?
Yes, that's correct.
And you've moved on a lot from doing houses. You used to build a lot of houses, and now we're seeing a lot more of the temple and shrine type structures for you. What was the inspiration for this one?
Well, I wanted to create a Zen garden in the snow. And I also wanted to use the Iron Pine Lake shrines because I've had them in my bank for a long time.
Yeah, I've got several of these sitting in my banks, and I keep trying to use them. The whole wiggling to get them straight up and down.
They look beautiful here.
They do. I've not seen this one before either. I've not even plus one. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
And just looking around this structure down here, I'm seeing bookcases, snowy walls, snowy curves, and the roof is an articulated ship armor, right?
Yes.
And what is that part of that's? I don't remember that thing poking out the very top being part of the shrine, or part of the dome.
Yes, it is actually it's part of the dome.
Huh. And those domes are purchasable from the once you complete the Exodus of the Storm Queen artifact set. And the Bravane benches really worked well for this with the styling that they have, that Oriental styling that they have.
Thank you.
So before we go up to the main building, which is really, really, really beautiful, we'll go check out these little snowy houses over here. Yeah, I'm not walking today, Diva.
I pretty much gave up walking last time.
So we've got one closed off. Aha, but one is open. Cute little setup in here.
Very cute.
Do you ever wish that these houses were open for more than just the lower section?
Yes, I do.
Definitely.
Okay, we'll come across the way.
These cherry trees always look so pretty in snowy environments.
They do. Now I like these little lanterns here that you've made, and they're really simple items. It's what, 3 pieces total to make each one of these.
Yes, it was a lamppost and a limestone pole and a limestone cube.
Love that.
And I've noticed lately that you're really starting to work just within the tier 4 limit instead of putting out that big outlay for the tier 5 upgrade. This one looks like it might have been a challenge to get in 600 items.
Yes, it was. In the end, I had to pull a few things here and there to make it all work.
love this gong that you made back here.
Thank you.
Another thing made with building blocks, which are really hated right now by just about everybody.
I still love them.
And here's a good view of the main structure, which is beautiful. Using the bookcases to make the sweep roof, typical to Asian architecture.
Just gorgeous.
Thank you. I was trying to create a pagoda of some sort.
And you succeeded.
Without using 100 chairs. And more of the ship armor. So let's go take a look inside. We've got some carved wood, the rings of glowing light.
Yes, that's a new Dreamweaver item. The name escapes me right now.
Yeah, I think it's something like small white ring of light or something like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then the
I
Guardian,
think that adds a beautiful detail.
the Guardian centerpiece statue, which is a level 25 Guild Quest reward. Do you run into many of these on Hailol?
No, actually, I had to transfer a character over to another shard to purchase it. But it was well worth it. I absolutely love that piece.
Oh yeah.
Me too. I have a similar problem trying to get them on Wolfsbane too, Nouvae.
It really is stunning. Absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
So what was the inspiration for this build?
Well, there's a Japanese band called Utarakuru, and I like some of their music, so I was listening to that. I also just wanted to create a Japanese garden, and I wanted to do something a little bit different, so I decided to place it in a snowy dimension.
Well, it's very well suited for this place, and this is really a lovely, lovely dimension.
Thank you.
Sailor's in the chat today watching, and she said that these buildings fit into the landscape so perfectly.
Thank you, Sai.
Okay, and the next one on our list to tour is another one that is musically inspired, and that would be Kashmir. Now, when I counted earlier when I was over here looking around, I counted 13 completed dimensions from you.
Yes. I'm currently rebuilding my Moonshade Pools dimension.
Okay, so here we are. And this one, inspired by Led Zeppelin, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Wonderful transformation at Edge of Infinity.
It took me quite a
Love
while
this
to.
one.
It took me quite a while to decide what to build in this dimension. In Edge of Infinity, it was I just could never grasp it completely.
I feel like the same way about this place. Like, it's massive, I love the item count and stuff, but I've never quite figured out what I'd do with it.
And this one was also done within a Tier 4 limit of 1260.
Which is unbelievable to me.
Love this gazebo over here. You can see from the outside of a really beautiful looking temple or something that's right there.
Yeah, I tried to make it sort of a mystical place, and I tried to keep within the lyrics of the song and put a few things here and there in the dimension. That was a kind of related to the song. But the temple is just something I sort of imagined. It has nothing to do really with the song.
Yeah. But the real surprise on that one comes when you go inside. And I've noticed lately that you're also really using a lot of the PvP start points and banners.
Yes, I was. The first time I saw this in use was in Marley Neal's The Queen's Legs, and ever since I saw how he implemented the banners, I was thinking, oh, one day I definitely want to do that.
Yeah, I think he started that for all of us. This wonderful sundial over here. But yeah, changing the... I love Edge of Infinity. It's one of my favorite dimensions because of the item count, because it's flat, and because once you cover up, you know, some of the stuff that's sticking out and poking out here and there, you can do pretty much anything with it. And it's on the axis. That counts for a lot.
Oh, yes, it does.
Sundial's
Yeah,
just incredible.
It took a little bit of time or to getting used to try to hide all of the edges and I don't even know what those things are, the things that are all around the edges. Trying to cover that up was kind of a challenge.
Yes. But it looks like it was well worth it. So we're going to click the sundial and see where that takes us. Oh wow.
Wow.
So one of the lyrics in the song is, I am a traveler of both time and space, and that's why I created the sundial, and then when you click the sundial, it takes you to space.
Dreamweaving effects when you try to make a space area are just absolutely perfect for it.
Yes, they are.
And are these storage buildings, or are they Glumwood Taverns, or something else?
It took 6 storage buildings.
I think you have matched the lyrics that were your inspiration just perfectly.
Thank you.
it's really disorienting to come into an environment like this because you're not sure. You can't see the floor, you can't see anything but what's in front of you. And I know when you first start building in here, before you get any kind of light going, it's really, really disorienting.
Yes, it feels very vast.
It does.
Yeah, and you can barely even tell when you've reached the boundary of the storage buildings and you're actually running into them just because you can't see them. But man, oh man, is it a super striking effect.
Yeah, I'm really glad that we have them. I remember seeing this effect in Bridget's. Bridget on Deepwood created a dimension called Chapter 1, the Verse, and when I saw that, I thought, wow, that's amazing to be able to create space, a feeling of space.
Yeah, and have it actually feel like space instead of just the uncovered base dimension of a place like Edge of Infinity.
And Luvanetta's here in chat with us watching, and she says that you really are a space traveler, and that she just loves these sort of surprises, kind of secrets in dimensions. And Sailor also said you're all floating in outer space, so you really did a great job of creating this.
Thank you.
The symbols too are absolutely perfect. They must have taken a while to get a perfect circle.
Yes, I built them in a different dimension, and then I imported them in here. And the symbols are, they represent each of the band members, and you can also see them on one of their albums.
Yeah, that. Why don't you see all? This is from the fourth album.
Yes.
Such a beautiful effect, and I'm sure that Bridget would be very happy to know that she's influenced somebody to create something like this.
Definitely.
Oh, but there's something sparkling over here. Let's see what we got. And we got another Guardian centerpiece. And that takes us right back out to the front.
David just hit me in the head.
Oopsie.
What another lovely dimension here, Nouvae.
Just beautiful.
Thank you.
And our next one is called The Mystic's Dream. And this is located in Harrow Crypt, which came out with Autumn Harvest event this year. Sorry, I got momentarily distracted by the edging on these arches here. Those would make incredible dimension items.
Definitely.
especially the little bird carvings. Okay. So this is another one that was inspired by a song, is that right?
Yes, actually, I wanted to just create a forest in this dimension. And then I spent some time listening to music, and then, started thinking about things, and then next thing you know, I'm building a temple, a shrine for Marialtan.
And her world event will be coming up very soon as well, next month.
I like your use of the autumn harvest sky projector in here.
Yeah, it took me quite a while to decide which a projector or time of day item I wanted to use in here. But it was the best. I thought it was the best.
Well, it's lovely. This is one of only 2 dimensions that's actually set in the game zone of Stonefield. And I'm pretty sure that you've seen a whole lot of graveyards and crypts and everything else set here. And most people use just the underground portion, and you're one of the few that actually blocks that off and uses the above ground piece. Especially
Yeah, as soon as
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, as soon as I saw the bridge, I knew that I was going to build something around that bridge and cover up the cemetery and cover up the church. But I didn't know what I was going to do with it.
Yes, and this bridge is part of the base dimension. And I would love to have this as a dimension item too. That would save me tons of items on all the bridges I've actually built.
Yeah, that would be great.
And the whole area out here is really, it's a gorgeous transformation, but it still accents the natural ground of Stonefield, and doesn't try to actually cover it all up. Like you can see the big mountains that are normally would be back behind the tavern.
Yeah, I never played Defiant, but I love Stonefield. It's one of my favorite zones.
And some lovely natural features. I know I like to look at a lot of natural features instead of just rushing to the main thing, because
Me too.
all of it adds context and just helps create an atmosphere. And the moon is so pretty coming through these trees. But this is the star of the show.
Spectacular.
Thank you.
It already looks like you've used a lot more items, and I've not really got up close yet.
And you're more than 400 below the max. It's really unbelievable that you've done so much with less than 800 items.
Yeah, I haven't quite decided if I'm completely finished with this dimension yet. I'm happy with it. I'm very content with it as it is right now, but I could add a lot more, I think.
This moon here makes me think of another of your dimensions, Moonlight Sonata, which also has a gorgeous moon in the sky. And while we're not touring that one today, people in chat, it's lovely. You want to go and take a look at Moonlight Sonata too.
Thank you.
Yes, it is lovely. Maybe, depending on how much time we have, when we finish the ones that we have on the list, we might be able to swing in there. Now, a lot of your dimensions are inspired by music. Is that where you take most of your inspiration from for your builds?
It comes from many different places, but lately it's been music and people, places. I was really inspired when I saw this, the backdrop over to the right of the temple and seeing the mountains and the rocks jutting out. I just thought it was it's just so beautiful. I thought it would be a perfect place to have some sort of a special shrine for one of the gods of the vigil or whatever.
No, it's a great spot, and especially over to the left, there's more of that kind of rugged landscape as well, and it's let to show through instead of being covered up.
Yeah, the temple is right backed up against the border of this dimension.
Okay, and we have another portal here. And another, wow, that's really pretty.
She's gorgeous. I like this a lot.
It is beautiful.
Thank you. I guess this is supposed to be her statue, her shrine.
Yeah, that was what it made me think of when I saw it. I mean, this whole little room is small, but it doesn't really seem small, and it seems pretty appropriate for the theme. And this is actually a blending of the loyalty statues and a mermaid, isn't it?
Yes, it is. The base is 3 standing stone center crystals, the blue crystals.
I love how you've covered up the belly as well, because that's one thing. I mean, I love the statue, but it would be nice to have a version without the pregnant belly.
Yes. And Coletta's here watching too, and she says that she loves the crisp white walls and the beautiful lighting, and she gives you 5 gold stars.
Thank you.
And then using the stone gazebo as the foundation for this.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
truly beautiful.
and you really can't see any of it from the outside.
Yes, I flipped the gazebo upside down because I wanted to use the artwork that is on the bottom half of the gazebo for the outside of the temple, and then it just worked out that the columns were in here, but they are not straight, and I had to rebuild this room about 5 times.
Well, I don't know. I mean, no one could could tell that anything might be off. And it's a
Well, that's
gorgeous,
good news.
yeah, it's a gorgeous room.
And I fell in love with the rusted metal plates that are on the floor, the
Yes.
new items. We definitely need more building blocks, don't we?
Definitely.
Yeah. In fact, that's my only complaint about the metal tiles is that they don't scale to the same proportion that the standard blocks do. And they're slightly crooked, but I can deal with that because I love the textures and the colors that are in it. Then we have another little click. And that takes us right back outside. You can see the scroll work that would be on the base of the gazebo running around the bottom dome.
I really wanted to use the Bravonic domes. I've had those also in my bank for some time, and I think they're very pretty, and I'm really glad I was able to create something with them finally. And I also fell in love with the Dromkent lamps.
I've got a bit of a thing for them too. They are very, very pretty.
Yeah,
They are.
And
I
you've
just
also,
love the windows you've created on the towers.
yeah, with the pre-made the night glow windows and the centaur cage doors,
Yes.
as well as having those are the smokestacks, aren't they? Put on top of those the tower domes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And then on the little pillars, we've got a magical orb display, Bravane windows, and then there's lots of these graveyard towers in here, which are another fantastic item because of the color and the fact that they're flat and they scale they scale very well.
Yes, they do.
What a stunning dimension. And so for our next one is actually one of your older ones, but it's one I know I've always liked. It's set in Scarlet Gorge Cliff, and it's Cliffside Oasis. this would be one of those times I'm stuck on a loading screen.
I love the materials that you used for the exterior here. They just fit into the setting so well. It's a beautiful place.
Hey, Diva.
Yes?
Thank you.
I'm still sitting at 95% on a loading screen.
Okay.
Sometimes it helps if you tab out and then go back in again.
Yeah.
So it popped back out to the AFK scene.
Yeah,
Now
because
we're seeing your
I
loading
tabbed out.
again.
I alt-tabbed. I'm about to just restart the game. So I apologize for the technical issues, and here we are.
No worry. Everybody's chilling.
Now, Scarlet,
Hooray!
yep, Scarlet Gorge is one of those base dimensions that you really don't see too much of when you go out looking around.
That's true. I've only come across a handful of dimensions built in Scarlet Gorge.
Yeah, I have too, and you know, I really like this base dimension. I don't necessarily like the way the start point of it works and how you have to get around it, but I do like the base dimension itself.
Me too, it's very beautiful. The view is very nice.
Oh, I love it too.
I call these birds, I'm sure they're not birds, but that's something that I really like about it, because it's a little bit more, you know, there's movement in animals. Whether they are birds or dragons or whatever, I don't know, but I'd really like to build here just for those.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Rally. It's nice when you get some movement that's going on in the base dimension. I love those windmills.
They're very likely not birds though, I'm not entirely sure what they are, but they are very nice, and the windmills too, yeah.
Okay, we've got this little fountain out front. Now you use a lot of water features as well, Nouvae. I'm going to guess that you like the water effects.
Yes, I do. I like fountains and water effects, ponds, lakes.
But the main thing...
I kind of like to listen to the sound.
Yes.
Yes.
And one of the main things that I really liked about this house was the facade, the way that the roofs and the walls work together. And those big
Thank you.
windows that let in the natural light. love
Yeah,
that.
whenever I build a
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Whenever I build a dimension, I always put the light and the mood first before I build anything else. And I wanted to build it to where the light was shining into the house.
Yeah, and
So I
this.
use a lot of time of day.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's good, and they're really cheap right now too. I love the sky in this dimension, and I really wish if we could have an item, it would be a projector that would give us a sky like this.
Me too.
Me 3.
Yes, me for.
Let's get it on that list.
I think it's already on a couple of lists.
I love the
Yes.
sharp angle on the roof line. It's just beautiful.
It's quite modern. I like that. It's quite modern, but it fits in here as well, which is probably a big feat to make it fit so perfectly.
I had quite a hard time building in this dimension because, well, just building the foundation of the house took me a couple of days just to figure it out because the ground here is really weird.
Yeah, it's lumpy.
Or at least where I wanted to put it, because I wanted to put it right here, it was very lumpy and it took a while to get that straightened out, but once that was done, I was able to just sort of take off from there.
And the item limit for Scarlet Gorge is also very low, given the size of the base dimension.
Yeah, and this time you're way under 700. It's just amazing how much detail, beautiful detail you get with fewer items. I envy you that ability.
Oh, thank you.
I like the geometric pattern that's going on over the fireplace, the wall art.
Oh yes, that's fantastic.
Thank you. I wanted to make something a little Aztec-ish.
It definitely worked. I like all the art in here as well, because this one's the same. The one in the dining area. It's very, very nice. And it fits in.
Yeah, and I also like the one in the bedroom with the multicolored planks and the 6-prong idols.
Yeah, that's very pretty.
And I love the color scheme that you've used here, and even like this painting over the fireplace we were talking about, and this little group of potted palms that you have. I mean, the colors tied together there between the, you know, the hard surfaces and the plants that you've selected, which is really cool.
Thank you. I wish we had I mean, thank you for the the compliment, but I do wish we had more color options.
Yes.
Yes.
I try to work as best as I can with what we have.
There's only so much red, blue, and green that, you know, a little of some of those can go a long way. And another piece in the bathroom, done from triangles, which I know everybody has plenty
Luvanetta's
of.
Oh yes. Luvanetta's asking, Nouvae, are you an architect in real life?
No, actually, I'm more of a web designer, and I work on the internet with different things. But thank you, I take that as a compliment.
come outside. A lovely shaded backyard.
Oh, it's beautiful.
This whole place is lovely, and it definitely looks like you used more than the actual items that you did.
Thank you.
And it's true to, a desert kind of themed landscape, but yet it's so lush looking, so it's just so beautiful. And as Louvanette is saying, it's a very peaceful place.
Thank you, Louvanette. I'm actually working on another house right now, and I think it's going to be my best house so far.
Ooh, exciting!
I said I wasn't going to make any more houses for a while, but I had to rebuild Moonshade pools, so...
Yeah, but you've teased us now. Best ever. That's it. We'll be waiting with bated breath.
Okay.
Okay, well then let's go to a house that I really like, that maybe a lot of people wouldn't expect to see as a house, and that would be Millrush Manor.
We love having you here, Nouvae, and I also want to thank Rally for coming and joining our chat today. Just the more the merrier, makes it so much fun.
Thank you so much for having me.
And I'm happy to tag along.
We both appreciate it, and I really want to say to Babe, thanks for coming on today. You're so active in the community, not just by the building that you do, but by the Dimension Gallery website, which I know I've gone through it looking for stuff to, that I might want to post about, and like your site is like the first place that I go to see, well, maybe Nouvae found something cool out there that I can go check out.
Thank you, Fiendish.
And I feel the same way.
So this
Just recently somebody was talking about a city dimension, and I got to thinking about seeing other city dimensions, city-town dimensions, and so I went right to Dimension Gallery, and you have a great section there where I can see, quite a few cities that are out there. It's really great to be able to use your site for things like that too.
Oh, thank you. I'm so glad that it's useful.
Oh, it's extremely useful, and it is coming up on its first year anniversary. So congratulations for sticking it out.
Yes, congratulations. That's exciting.
Yeah, thank you.
And this is Deepwood Cottage. Now, I like parts of Deepwood Cottage. The main thing I don't like about Deepwood Cottage is actually the cottage.
Me too.
Not a big
Yes, I
fan
agree.
myself.
But you dealt with it here really well by plunking a big rock down on it.
Yes, I think that was the first thing I did when I came in here.
And this is a fountain that was from your fountain contest. This is one called Rustbird, I believe.
Yes, this is Siler's Rustbird, and from the fountain contest. And I thought it was very beautiful, and it really goes well with the theme here. It just so happened to really work so well in here.
I have to agree with you. It is lovely, and it fits perfectly. It's amazing.
Yeah, I had a different fountain there before, but I don't know, I very promptly pulled it out of there once the contest was over. When she shared her build on Dimension Addicts, I was like, I have to have that. It's just so pretty.
It was pretty, and it does fit in here very well with the modified landscape. And this one's kind of disorienting because the entry point has been changed pretty much to the other side of the dimension.
Yes, this is my favorite section of the dimension, and I really wanted to use the arches and the garden area back there for this dimension because it's pretty rarely used, I think, for Deepwood Cottage.
Yes, and how about these vine-laden trees? Or structures, I just love this.
Yet the path up is gorgeous. The mix of colors that you use in here is also very pretty. Here would be the location of the original house, somewhere under that rock.
Yeah, I think it took two of the Ashura mountainsides or pointed mountainsides, something like that, to cover the house.
Yep, but you know that's the one thing I like about the Ashoran rocks is that they get so large. But here's the actual house, and what a stunning view. This is the Stonefield Chapel, which came out with Autumn Harvest this year. And this one had some challenges when it came to doing the interior, didn't it?
Yes, it did, and when I first saw this chapel, I thought this looks like a sort of a Gothic Victorian house and not really a church, even though the interior is very much church-like.
Yeah, but it's such a pretty looking building. There are so many pieces off of it that I know I would like to have as separate items.
Definitely.
And I was just panning out over the walkway here and how you might not want to jump off the bridge.
Yes, it would be very difficult to climb out of there.
One small little graveyard. And then another garden area back here. And some of
I named the dimension off of the pond in the back. The pond is called the Millrush Pond, so that's why it's named Millrush.
This is an absolutely beautiful view of the dimension from near this gazebo.
Yeah, I never leveled any guardians, but I spent a lot of time fishing here. That has to count for something. I did faction change one character once we could do that, just so I could turn in all the fish that I'd acquired. that I couldn't turn in before that. So let's go inside and check this out. And the one thing that stands out right away in here is the wallpaper.
Love, love, love.
Yeah, I used the underwater paint, the new underwater paint.
And did you have to do a lot of
Gorgeous.
did you have to do a lot of experimenting to find out what it would work on and what it wouldn't work on?
Yes, a little bit. And a lot of adjustments and moving it around so that it didn't actually overlap onto something that I didn't want it to get onto. Because you can't scale the paint, unfortunately. Yeah.
And it's not just the wallpaper, but it also makes a very nice floral print carpet.
Yeah.
And we've got some...
It matches the green glow in the windows as well, which is really nice, so it all ties in well.
Yes. And we definitely have some Gothic style furniture in here. I know the couch and the chairs in here definitely inspired a couple of my builds.
Thank you. I looked at a lot of Victorian furniture pictures, and most of them I found have this sort of rounded back, and so I used the windows to try to emulate that.
And I just love how you scaled the pillows small so it looks just like the tufting that is often in that style of furniture. It's really amazing.
Thank you.
Yes.
There was a lot of moving pillows around and around and back and forth.
And I'm sure that making these curtains was also had its moments of frustration.
Yeah, actually, I created those curtains for a different dimension, and I never used them in that dimension. So I thought they would work really well here. And it was a lot of moving around and finagling with it for a little while.
Oh yeah.
Features like this always make me smile because you're using pillows and books and these firecrackers, whatever, to create the tassels and ties on here. I just love that.
Thank you. I do want to give credit to two other people. There is a fireplace I modified, and the fireplace was originally Nim's design, and you can get that on Dimension Addicts. I just slightly modified it, and then there is an armoire in the front room that is Bridget's, and you can download it also off of Dimension Addicts.
Yep. I know I have downloaded it. I'm a real fan of the shared sets. I think they're a great way not just to be able to borrow stuff, but a way to learn how to put some things together. If maybe you don't understand it, then when you pull the set apart, then you can figure out how it got put together, and then you can go from there and learn how to make your own.
I think it's so generous of people who put their items up on there as shared sets.
Yes, it's really great.
Now this one the chapel comes with a bunch of benches inside it. So we're actually on top of the benches right now, heading back toward the altar.
Correct. I raised the floor. Um, it was really easy actually to raise the floor and get it just, the right way. It was a little bit more challenging to build the staircase around the altar area because there is a box in the center of the altar area that you have to kind of cover up if you or decide to leave it there. I tried to cover it up.
Right. Did you enlarge this at all, or is it still the default size?
I don't remember, but I think it's very close to the default size.
There is a lot of stuff in here then for it being that size. And I love this bedroom area up here.
Thank you.
So much.
A lot of people in chat are commenting on the use of the terrain paint. They love that, and they think your curtains are beautiful, and they're just loving everything.
Oh, thank you, everyone.
And I believe there's oh my gosh, there's a ghost coming out the mirror.
Yeah. The inside of this chapel has a really nice atmosphere, and I like how gloomy it is.
Yes, and there's some wonderful little details on the vanity itself, like leaving just one of the scrolls popped up on top. Was this a... Okay, this was a map desk?
Yes, it is. And I think I used some cairns to create a surface, a counter surface.
Mm-hmm.
Love the headboard.
The whole dimension here is gorgeous and very well put together.
Thank you.
And it definitely has a gothic feel to it.
Terradin said she loves the ghost.
I believe that's the skull on a spike with the ghosts item.
Yeah. Well, this is a lovely dimension and a lovely way to bring our stream to a close. Thank you again, Nouvae, very, very much for taking the time to tour with us. And thank you, Raleigh, for coming to join us today.
No problem
You're
at all.
welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you so much, Nouvae and Raleigh. This was great fun touring your dimensions, Nouvae.
Yes. And
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, thank you, and thank you to everyone that viewed today's stream. Next week we will be on Fablite with Nim, also known as Foxfire.
And before we go, I just want to get in one plug for my contest. The Animal Morphing Contest that you can read about on the Rift Dimension Forum. There's 2 weeks from today remaining until the contest closes and judging will begin. So if anybody's still thinking about trying to morph some animals for the contest, I would love to get your entry. And I just want to remind people the prizes for that are going to total 10 Rex. So might win a little change in your pocket, platinum in your pocket if you participate in the contest. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you, and we will see you next week, same time.